Titans and Trailblazers is brought to you by the MNC Group.
Whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or consumer, MNC Logistics and Trading is your trusted partner in minerals and food commodities trading. Experience the difference with MNC Logistics and Trading for your commodities trading. We operate a well-equipped laboratory that smelts and assays gold to ensure transparent, credible, and reliable minerals transactions. Our general food commodity market deals with imports and exports of food products such as rice, sugar, and grains. We pride ourselves on delivering products that meet the highest standards of quality and taste. With our expertise in international trading and logistics, we bridge customers far and wide. Locate us at number 4 Neosai Interfo Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Call us on 030-299-8246 or visit our website www.mnclogisticsandtrading.com. MNC Logistics and Trading, hub of confidence.
MNC Group is a leading investment holding company with expertise in minerals and food commodity trading, precious minerals refinery, real estate development, and logistics and energy. With individually registered companies, our headquarters is located in Accra, Ghana, with operational offices in Dubai, UAE, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia in the USA, and Milan, Italy. We connect business markets and drive growth. Trust us to maximize value in every deal. Call us on 0302-551-917 or 0302-551-918 or send us an email mncgroup@mncgroupgh.com. MNC Group, totally reliant.
The National Sanitation Day is with us again. The Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, in collaboration with the Jospon Group of Companies, organized the National Sanitation Day, and this is going to be held every first Saturday of the month. And I appeal to our chiefs and traditional leaders to join this project. As you already are aware, our traditional leaders are the custodians of the land, and when they are part of this project, is going to urge the citizenry to also take up the mantle of keeping the environment clean. Also, we appeal to the various leaders, the Market Women Association, the Queen Mothers Association, the GPRTU, the ProTour, that everybody should come on board. Very soon we'll be going to Kwewo to celebrate the Easter. And these are occasions that people generate a lot of waste. And we appeal to everybody to come on board to help clean our environment and make sure that we live in a healthy lifestyle. Thank you very much.
Divine Yao Aijwe is my name. I'm the director in charge of research, statistics, information management of the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs. As we await the big announcement in May 2025 of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the need for National Sanitation Day and sustaining the process, we are hoping that Ghanaians together will help clean our homes and our environments for a better future for this country. Also preventing cholera and attracting the best tourist attraction to our beaches, because as I pass by, the deep blue sea is becoming brown. And as I travel to Lusaka, Zambia, I travel to Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan, I travel to Abuja, Nigeria, I travel to Nairobi, Kenya. We can do better as Ghanaians. We need to clean our environment so that we can also attract the best tourists to our beaches and earn some currency to improve our economy for the years to come. I hope that this call is a call to duty that will help cleaning our homes and then to our communities and to our cities and the whole country. I hope that this call will be heeded to help our country look better in the community of nations. Thank you.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers, and to one of my favorite parts of the show where I do a monologue on one of my 45 books. And today I want to speak about entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship is a very popular subject in Africa. Every president who takes power certainly has in their manifesto something for entrepreneurs and something for entrepreneurial startups. In a country like Ghana, for instance, there's a clear plan to create 1 million coders as part of building the digital capacities of youth and ultimately get them to spend their own entrepreneurial enterprises. So today I want to speak about entrepreneurship, and I was speaking from my book, The Future of Entrepreneurship in Africa, Cross-Sectoral Perspectives Post-COVID-19. Now, why is entrepreneurship so important? Because there's a Brookings report, and I'll read from the report. From January 2024, and the report was authored by Ada Osakwa. The report argues that by 2030, over 40% of the global youth population will be African. And by 2050, the number of African youth is expected to reach something like 830 million. Now, for this blossoming youth, this burgeoning youth, what's going to happen is that they are going to have to survive because they are entrepreneurial and able to start their own ventures. The report I was quoting from the Brookings report argues that Africa boasts the world's highest rates of entrepreneurship, with more than 1 in 5 working-age Africans starting a new business and more than 3/4 of the youth planning to start one within the next 5 years. Now, the report again argues that the challenge is that entrepreneurship from this African context is in the informal sector, and the International Labour Organization classifies this type of entrepreneurship as vulnerable employment. So what that means is that nearly 5%, 95% of Africa's working youth fall into this vulnerable employment category, compared to less than 50% in the Americas, Europe, and Asia. Vulnerable employment is reflected in low productivity, low earnings, and difficult working conditions. Now, what does that mean for me as a scholar? For me, working in business schools over the last 20 years. We needed to contribute to this entrepreneurship discourse by shedding new light on what's working from an African context. So we put together a team of scholars from South Africa, from Ghana, from the UK. And so together with Professor Rambe from South Africa, Dr. Dami from the Ghana Communication Technology University, Dr. Chum, Presbyterian University College, Paul Igwe and Daniel Rugara from the Lincoln University in the UK, we sought to look at what the future of entrepreneurship in Africa will be post-COVID-19. So the central idea of this book was that entrepreneurship and small business development are interconnected forces, and they underpin economic development and employment generation in Africa. Again, if you want to be serious about industrialization, entrepreneurship becomes the bedrock for any type of serious industrialization for an African continent that's growing. So entrepreneurs are very important, and they contribute significantly to GDP. They provide livelihoods in the millions, and they are increasingly the primary pathway through which economic fortunes are realized. So what did we do in the book? If you look in the chapter 1, we set the tone for the discussions by trying to introduce readers to the African entrepreneurship policy landscape. We looked at the entrepreneurship development climate, and then we tried to look at issues around international entrepreneurship, gender dynamics, and the structure of entrepreneurship ecosystems across the continent. So that's how we set the tone for the book. Now, when you come to the chapter 2, we sought to do some kind of discourse around what will entrepreneurship look like post-COVID-19. Don't forget, COVID-19 accelerated digital deployment across almost all sectors. We couldn't do contact, so we had to come up with a lot of contactless mechanisms for improving business fortune, so everything went digital. So in chapter 2 of the book, what we tried to do was that from a post-COVID-19 perspective, we hypothesized around what will happen to entrepreneurship post-COVID-19. So we took a nuanced view of what business resilience will look like. We looked at things about how entrepreneurs could adapt, not just post-COVID-19, but in case another disaster like COVID-19 hit us, what should entrepreneurs do to survive? So that was in the chapter 1. Now in the chapter 2, what we sought to do was to look at this COVID-19 reality, and then we moved to a place in Ghana called the Agbegloshi market in chapter 3. So what we did in chapter 3 was that we looked at informal economy situations, and then we tried to look at institutional challenges that face traders who are working the Agbegloshi market in Ghana, issues around counterfeit goods, how they relate to public sector authorities, occasional harassment that they suffer, and what the prospect of informal entrepreneurs could become in marginalized and vibrant spaces. What we sought to do in chapter 4 was to look at the internationalization of rural business marketing, identifying key political, legal, and social barriers to succeeding from a marketing standpoint when it comes to international entrepreneurship. Then we go to chapter 5 and focus on high-tech family-owned startups from a South African perspective and try to understand what their global potential could be, again, from an international entrepreneurship perspective. Now, it was important to focus both on local and international entrepreneurship in this book because for Africans to do well, we can't just sell to ourselves alone. So whilst I give plaudits and I give a lot of applause to the Africa Continental Free Trade Area because it's fostering a lot of intra-African trade, we still need to understand that we live in a global interconnected system. So there's still room to export to Hungary or to the Czech Republic or to the UK. So it was important to understand from an African ecosystem perspective what entrepreneurial issues were local and internationally. So in chapter 6, we shift to the second-hand spare parts industry from a Ghanaian perspective as well. And we're trying to understand what kind of market strategies they use in order to survive in that space. And we looked at environmental dynamism issues that influence business performance. Chapter 7, we went to female entrepreneurship. And we're trying to understand how female entrepreneurs survive in the tourism sector in particular. And today, my guest is a female entrepreneur and a leadership leader. In chapter 8, we try to look at formal and informal institutions, again, how they affect women-owned SMEs from a sub-Saharan African perspective. In chapter 9, we looked at women's access to finance and capital as well, especially how it relates to high-growth enterprises from an African perspective. We looked at institutional barriers, social-cultural barriers, and infrastructural limitations that face women entrepreneurs when it comes to doing business in Africa. So we conclude in chapter 9 by looking at what the managerial policy and theoretical implications were for entrepreneurial practice in Africa from an African perspective. And we want to encourage you to get the book because it's a bold attempt to look at entrepreneurship from new perspectives and offer some guidance for those who want to do well with new startups and businesses on the African continent. So get a copy, go to Amazon, buy a copy, go to the Routledge Taylor and Francis website. There are copies there for you as well. And this is our modest contribution to understanding how entrepreneurship should work post-COVID-19 from a cross-sectoral perspective and for an Africa that's going up and never coming down. Thank you for listening to this monologue. We'll come back to you again very soon with more of Titans and Trailblazers. See you soon.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. With MNC Properties, property sales, rentals, and management is a walk in the park. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 to 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We offer flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs, plus litigation-free lands in vibrant and upscale communities that presents the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
The National Sanitation Day is with us again. The Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, in collaboration with the Jospon Group of Companies, organized the National Sanitation Day, and this is going to be held every first Saturday of the month. And I appeal to our chiefs and traditional leaders to join this project. As you already are aware, our traditional leaders are the custodians of the land, and when they are part of this project, is going to urge the citizenry to also take up the mantle of keeping the environment clean. Also, we appeal to the various leaders, the Market Women Association, the Queen Mothers Association, the GPRTU, the ProTour, that everybody should come on board. Very soon we'll be going to Kwewu to celebrate the Easter. And these are occasions that people generate a lot of waste. And we appeal to everybody to come on board to help clean our environment and make sure that we live in a healthy lifestyle. Thank you very much.
Divine Yao Aijue is my name. I'm the director in charge of research, statistics, information management of the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. As we await the big announcement in May 2025 of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the need for National Sanitation Day and sustaining the process, we are hoping that Ghanaians together will help clean our homes and our environments for a better future for this country. Also preventing cholera and attracting the best tourist attraction to our beaches, because as I pass by, the deep blue sea is becoming brown. And as I travel to Lusaka, Zambia, I travel to Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, I travel to Abuja, Nigeria, I travel to Nairobi, Kenya, we can do better as Ghanaians. We need to clean our environment so that we can also attract the best tourists to our beaches and earn some currency to improve our economy for the years to come. I hope that this call is a call to duty that will help cleaning our homes and then to our communities and to our cities and the whole country. I hope that this call will be heeded to help our country look better in the community of nations. Thank you.
Welcome to today's edition. Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers. Today we have my friend Grace Krobodusa in the studio. This is somebody who transitioned from a built environment professional and is today a leadership trainer, consultant, coach. Grace, welcome to the show and tell us about yourself. Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely.
It's great to be here.
Yes, please.
So a bit about myself. Well, as you know, I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria, and my background is in building technology and interior design. And I did all that for almost 30 years.
Correct.
And so in recent times, well, like 5-6 years ago, I pivoted into leadership coaching and training.
Correct.
And what made me do that was because, as you know, I'm also a pastor.
Correct.
And as a pastor, you're leading, you're influencing, and all that. And the reason I actually went into it was because I wanted to be a better pastor.
Okay,
as
okay,
a lay
fantastic.
pastor.
Okay.
And I found the Maxwell Leadership. And,
Okay.
they say the rest is history. So I'm enjoying what I do and doing what I love.
Absolutely. So primary school, secondary school, was that in Nigeria, in Ghana?
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
all right. So I'm sure you are aware that we had a stupendous 40th birthday party that has not been seen in Africa for the last, 30, 40 years. And what do you think about the decor and give your interior decor background? Did you see any photos or videos of this famous 40th birthday party?
I'm an interior designer. I'm not an event planner.
Okay, okay, all right.
I do interior building and interior design.
Okay.
So interior design consultant.
Okay.
So looking at the building, the use of the buildings.
Okay.
To respect to what's how it's designed for its user, optimal use.
Okay.
You know, and all that. So.
Okay, so let's pivot then into your leadership journey. So can you share a pivotal moment in your leadership journey that defined or shaped your approach to mentoring women leaders in particular, women leaders?
I think for me, what's the pivotal moment for me was when I, as somebody who was also coming up earlier in my career, was when I realized that I didn't really have good mentorship at that time. But it wasn't because there was lack of it, but because I just didn't know how to leverage mentorship. There are people around me, but I just didn't have the confidence or the knowledge of how to approach mentors or would-be mentors. So it was just that, that gap. I didn't have that, and but eventually, as I came to get trained and all that in leadership, I realized that it was so important, and I started to get some strategies on how to do that. And because there's so many people around us, both peers, people are higher than us, all around, and so we are in a mentorship environment. So we just need to know how to leverage that, what we have.
Okay.
So when I found that, I thought, oh, well, that's great. And I decided that, well, I need to do this also. So what I find also do for other women as well. So that's why I'm really loving this, because women are actually always embracing mentorship, like you guys.
Interesting. So we have a female vice president. In the past few days, another African country had a female president who has also appointed a female vice president. So it will seem as if the paradigm is shifting a bit. But you mentioned the fact that at a point you didn't have the confidence, and it's safe to say that even today, many aspiring female leaders have a few self-doubt issues, have a few societal limitations. So how did you personally break through these, and what advice will you give to women who are struggling with confidence? What 2 or 3 things will you say to them?
Well, like I've alluded to earlier, I have had my fair share of confidence issues and all that. I'll say that women need to definitely be more assertive, and speak up and step up, right, in leadership. And they need to leverage their influence, leverage what they have. And I think that's definitely part of the key to become a person of influence, and learn to connect, not just communicate. I read a book some time ago. It's actually by John C. Maxwell, my trainer.
Yes.
It says everyone communicates, but few connect. So we tend to say, "Oh, hi, bye," but the connection is not there.
Absolutely.
And what we need to do as women is to learn to connect on common ground.
Correct.
And be very intentional about it, and not always hold back. So we always tend to I'm not there yet, and there's so many things stacked against me. The world is stacked against me. Yes, there are all those stacks, but we can overcome them. if we're very intentional, we just continue to push along.
Okay, so intentionality matters.
Absolutely.
But that said, what key leadership qualities must women also cultivate to stay relevant? Because the world shifts rapidly. It's shifting digitally. It's shifting in terms of sustainability matters. Shift. I mean, nothing is static. So in order to stay relevant, what 4 or 5 key leadership qualities are absolutely essential for the contemporary woman operating in Africa today?
Absolutely. I think that for me, top 3 I probably say is to be agility.
Agility, okay.
Agility, definitely the ability to pivot in the face of changing circumstances, but at the same time focusing on your core values and your goals. That's very important, right? And of course, the second would be resilience. Resilience is, we've heard about the word resilience all the time. And women are very resilient naturally, right? But we need to...
They juggle like 200 things.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But we need to then take that into the boardroom.
Indeed.
Into everywhere we go.
Correct.
So we're juggling all the balls, but we don't need to let things drop, right? So you imagine that somebody, a juggler, right, and then it goes up and it goes down, and I think that we can continue to be strong in the face of adversity or change and all that. So women, I think, also need to be able to manage change. We have about change management a lot when it comes to management and training. I think that sometimes women, we don't always adapt. As much as we are resilient, but we're not always great at making changes because we love to be in our comfort zone.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So on this note of agility, resilience, adaptability, and becoming better change managers, we'll go on a short break and come back to you very soon. Stay tuned. This is Titans and Trailblazers.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. With MNC Properties, property sales, rentals, and management is a walk in the park. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 to 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We offer flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs, plus litigation-free lands in vibrant and upscale communities that presents the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class. MNC Group is a leading investment holding company with expertise in minerals and food commodity trading, precious minerals refinery, real estate development, and logistics and energy with individually registered companies. Our headquarters is located in Accra, Ghana, with operational offices in Dubai, UAE, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia in the USA, and Milan, Italy. We connect business markets and drive growth. Trust us to maximize value in every deal. Call us on 0302 551 917 or 0302 551 918 or send us an email mncgroup@mncgroupgh.com. MNC Group, totally reliant.
Divine Yao Aijwe is my name. I'm the director in charge of research, statistics, information management of the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs. As we await the big announcement in May 2025 of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the need for National Sanitation Day and sustaining the process, we are hoping that Ghanaians together will help clean our homes and our environments for a better future for this country. Also preventing cholera, and attracting the best tourist attraction to our beaches, because as I pass by, the deep blue sea is becoming brown. And as I travel to Lusaka, Zambia, I travel to Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, I travel to Abuja, Nigeria, I travel to Nairobi, Kenya. We can do better as Ghanaians. We need to clean our environment so that we can also attract the best tourists to our beaches and earn some currency to improve our economy for the years to come. I hope that this call is a call to duty that will help cleaning our homes and then to our communities and to our cities and the whole country. I hope that this call will be heeded to help our country look better in the community of nations. Thank you.
The National Sanitation Day is with us again. The Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, in collaboration with the Jospon Group of Companies, organized the National Sanitation Day, and this is going to be held every first Saturday of the month. And I appeal to our chiefs and traditional leaders to join this project. As you already are aware, our traditional leaders are the custodians of the land, and when they are part of this project, is going to urge the citizenry to also take up the mantle of keeping the environment clean. Also, we appeal to the various leaders, the Market Women Association, the Queen Mothers Association, the GPRTU, the ProTour, that everybody should come on board. Very soon we'll be going to Kwewo to celebrate the Easter. And these are occasions that people generate a lot of waste. And we appeal to everybody to come on board to help clean our environment and make sure that we live in a healthy lifestyle. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers, and with my fascinating guest, Madam Grace Krobo-Edusei, who's Nigerian, married a Ghanaian, and is thriving on the whole continent of Africa. We closed the last session looking at what key qualities women need to exhibit in order to stay relevant from a leadership standpoint. Now, I need to ask, though, about the famous John Maxwell. How did you contact him? How did he train you? How did you become a John Maxwell disciple?
Well, I was minding my own business one day when I got a call from a very dear friend of mine who happens to be a pastor.
Correct.
And she said, "Oh, Grace, there's this great leadership training platform, and I think that, being both pastors, and we've always talked about being better pastors, we don't want to be pastors who just tick the boxes. And we do a lot of counseling."
Correct.
And I was desired to, I just want people to leave my presence equipped.
Right.
I will pray for you, I will counsel you, but when you leave my presence, I want you to have the tools to go out there and take the action that you need to take.
Absolutely.
And do what you need to do.
Absolutely.
And knowing that I'm right behind you.
Correct.
And also to just give you strategies on how to go ahead and accomplish your goals. Because a lot of the issues that people have is just not being able to focus on the goals.
Correct.
Like just yesterday, I visited somebody, because I do a go on visitation after church service.
Yes.
And the issue was between the husband and the wife.
Indeed.
And the issue was because the husband has this personality of being very phlegmatic, right? Which on I call it the DISC profile, the personality profile, means that he needs more time.
Correct.
And the wife is very strong and choleric, like a go-go person.
Indeed.
So that's how I got into that. So I was able to counsel them with the knowledge I had.
Indeed.
Okay. So now going back to John Maxwell, how did I find him? So my friend calls me and I said, "Oh, okay, well, I'm kind of busy right now." I was on a project in England at the time, interior design.
Indeed.
And I said, "Well, I'm busy right now." He said, "Well, don't worry, I'll put your name forward and then we can register later." Of course, came back after the project a couple of months later and I went ahead and started taking the certifications. And I was like, oh, this is great, this is amazing. I wish I knew some of this stuff 30 years ago. I was a much better person, a much better leader in my sphere of influence, which is my home, my business, and the people that are around me.
Absolutely.
And especially ministry.
Indeed.
So I thought, oh, wow, this is great. And we just continued doing this. I started reaching out to people and just sharing, because that's one of the values of John Maxwell. We're always giving, always giving. So if you learn something, you want to share, you want to give as well. And well, they say the rest is history, because I'm a so much better person, because I understand myself, I understand people, and I am adding value to people. So we are people, we're saying the Maxwell system, that we are people of value, who recognize value in people, and we want to multiply that value to them.
Okay. So you don't need to be a pastor, though, to improve your leadership skills, do you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So you just spoke about resilience and adaptability as essential qualities women need in changing times. But then the almighty issue of well-being comes into play. So how do you do all this juggling and show this resilience and show this adaptability without burning out or compromising your well-being? Because it's a very topical issue now, both mental well-being and physical well-being. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. We need to take care of ourselves, because if you don't have something or you're empty, you can't give out. And you need to be in a good place, in a healthy place, both mentally, emotionally, physically, in order to be able to administer goodness and help people as well. So for me, people talk about work-life balance, which is also the word that is, or the term that is, being bandied around.
Absolutely.
I know it's going to disappoint some people, but it's not easy to balance anything. Because when we talk about balance, we feel like, oh, everything is the same, right? It's just exactly the same. It's not like that. Yes. I did allude to juggling earlier. Yes, so there's this. So imagine the circus person that you're juggling the balls, and sometimes it kind of tries to drop, but you kind of pick it up.
Absolutely.
So we're never really in balance, but at the same time, we have to keep our eye on the ball. So when it comes to family, work, your health, and everything, these are goals. We've got to put them as goals. And when I do training or retreats, I do business retreats with people, and especially women tend to gravitate towards those things. We always go through what we call the circle of life.
Okay.
So that's like, this is circle of life, and you are in the middle of that circle.
Correct.
Right? And what are the things that are important to you?
Correct.
Is it your relationships, right? Your health, your hobbies, your career, your finances. Now, so if we were to spin this circle around, and what would be the most important things to you then they're all important, right? But at some point, as you're moving around those things, how do you try to balance it?
Indeed.
But it will never really balance. Let's not deceive ourselves. We can't balance it, but we can continue the juggling.
Okay.
And without dropping the ball.
Indeed.
And if you drop the ball, hey, have the grace for yourself and say, well, I dropped it, I can pick it up again, right? And that's what for me, that's what it means, so that you don't burn out. So you've got to give. There's always an opportunity cost, of course, because in this world where women we want to be in the boardroom, and we want to be in the bedroom, want to be in the kitchen, want to be everywhere, and we have to be in all those places. It's important, but we can't be in the kitchen as much as we are in the boardroom.
Correct.
Right? So you need a support system.
Absolutely. And find a balance.
So you need a support system. You need help.
Okay.
You need to take care of yourself.
Indeed.
So what are your health goals?
Correct.
What are your...
Sometimes you need to lose some weight.
Yeah, maybe, right? You need that. So you need maybe an accountability partner. So,
Indeed.
So, friend, hey, my brother, look, I'm trying to lose 2 kilos here, only 2.
Absolutely.
So make sure that, and I plan to exercise or do my 10K steps every day. So you can call me at 4 p.m. and say, Grace, have you done, how far, how is it going?
How many steps have you?
How many steps? I said 5. Oh, you can tell me, oh, Grace, look, you need to just work a little, maybe 15 minutes after dinner tonight, so you can make it up. So So we need all that support structure in order to balance out.
So for young females on this beautiful continent, I have a 14-year-old daughter called Faith. Tells me what she wants to be in the future. I've met 18-year-olds. I have 19-year-olds in my university. They all have dreams. What 2 or 3 things would you say the youth of Africa should look out for in the Africa that's coming in front of them 5, 10 years from now?
I'll go back to the word intentionality.
Correct.
There's an old Buddhist proverb that says everything rests on the tip of intentionality.
Correct.
And if we're intentional, we'll get what we want to do.
So intentionality.
Intentionality. Everything rests on that. Then, of course, other qualities that we need to be bold.
To be bold, okay.
You need to step up boldly.
Okay.
You need to, you know your values, but put it out there on the table.
Okay.
What do I bring to the table? My values.
And the last one, intentionality, boldness, and then for the youth, what should they do again?
I think you need to keep growing.
Keep growing.
You've got to have a growth mindset.
Growth
you need
mindset.
to have curiosity.
Okay.
Always learning new things, always trying new things. That's what I do.
Okay.
If I find something that is excellent, right, I will go for it.
Okay.
So my company is called the Grace Center for Growth and Excellence.
Indeed.
And I believe that there's always a more excellent way.
Okay.
It's time for us to move away from mediocrity.
Correct.
Mediocrity is your enemy.
Correct.
Absolutely not. That's what on our continent, that is being the biggest issue.
Okay.
We
All
just
right.
settle for where we are and then relying on other people to give us what we want.
Absolutely.
And now when they pull the rug, like is happening right now globally,
And we are shocked.
then we're shocked.
It's amazing.
So it's time for us to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, what are we going to do? Be very intentional about
And take
it.
charge.
Take charge.
Okay.
Take charge, yes.
So on that take charge note, I need to say that the youth of Africa, there are 3 clarion calls to you. 1, be intentional about what you want to become. Number 2, be bold. The Bible says the righteous are as bold as a lion. And then finally, stay curious. If you stay curious, you can stay sharp. And Africa is there for your taking. Thank you for coming and joining us on this edition of Titans and Trailblazers. See you again in the next edition. Take care and bye-bye.
Titans and Trailblazers is brought to you by the MNC Group.